Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. These guys are lying like a lying machine. They don't stop. And why would they? That's their job. I'm talking about the mass media. What kind of mass media? In this case, the Ukrainian mass media. And not the mass media necessarily here, because the mass media promotes the lie by reporting what some weasels actually report or say, and those are lies. And I'm telling you why. Because what they say here, they said it before and that didn't happen. Said it before, it didn't happen. Said it before, it didn't happen. So I'm talking about, again, the Russians' ability to launch new massive they said, they being, I'm going to tell you who in general. In general is the Ukrainian intelligence services, the British intelligence services, and the American intelligence services. They all told us before, and they will tell us in the future, that the Russians ran out of missiles, rockets, shells, and all that. The first video I made regarding this issue when I first read it during this war in Ukraine. It was in, I think it was April, about April 20 some. And they said that who was that? I think it was the Ukrainians or the British. The British, I think it was first, and then the Ukrainians, and then the United States, and again the British, and again the Ukrainians, and all that. But that was the first time when this guy said, Russia runs out of missiles, man. They're done. They're toast. They're almost done. They used most of them, and I said, okay, most of them would be, I know. I cut them some slack, and I said, okay, I calculated, let's say 80%, 90%, I think I said. Okay, there would be, no, I think 80%. I said 80%, so I was nice towards them, because you always do this. When you have all the cards, you say like, yes, sir. So the lie is so big that you can eat it from all the angles and expose it. So I think I said, okay, if you say most of their rockets, they ran out of it. I said, ran out of the rockets and missiles. I said, okay, 80%. So I calculated they were about 6 weeks at that point. So yeah, from February, March, I think it was beginning of April. So it was about 6 weeks, 7 weeks, I can't remember, something like this, or 8 weeks into the war. And they said the Russians ran out of, almost are done. So I calculated if it's most, I said 80%, I would have said 98%, but I was nice, So I gave him 80%. So I said 20 more percent. All right, let's go if it goes the same way. So 80%. I used 8 months or 8 weeks, how many weeks there were at that time. And I said out of that, I took 20%. I added to it. I even gave them more again from me. And I said by mid next month, they should be done. They were about four weeks more. After 4 weeks, do you think that they ran out of missiles? No. And that was in March, April, May. That's when whole this thing. And then since then they started saying the same bullshit until about July. And then July they kept quiet until about September. And September, late September, almost beginning of November, they started again. Russians are out, incapable of, and this is how they started. The Russians are incapable of conducting any massive missile attack anymore, like they did before, because they ran out of, they're almost done, man. They're toast. I said, yeah, okay, I heard that before. So, and they even gave us, they being the Ukrainian intelligence and the British intelligence, told us how many more massive attacks, strikes Russia can muster. And they said, first, between 3 and 4. The other one says, no, between 2 and 3. I said, okay, I give you 4. Right? Again, nice. Since then, there were more than 4. All right? But they say, well, they changed in the middle of all this. They say, well, maybe we said it's too early because Russia started conducting massive, when I say massive missile attack, I'm talking about the ones that they send about 90 or 100 and above missiles. That's what the media considers massive Russian attack. And that was after the Kerch Bridge, and they started destroying the infrastructure. That was like, oh, maybe we change it from 3 to 4 to several. You know what several is? Because several is relative to the number. So let's say you have 5 telephones, and I say I'm going to give you several phones out of, let's say you have 10 phones. And I say I'm going to give you several phones From the 10 that I have, several would be like maybe 3, you know what I mean, 4. So that's 4. But if you have 1,000 phones, and I say several phones, you can think even of 25 phones, 30 phones, 50 phones, you know what I mean? That's how it is, several. All right, I would say that way. So when they say several, according to what? Several what? Could be 25, could be 100, could be 3, but they let it open. So you can come like I am right now and say, hey, buddy, you said before 3 and 4. They had more than 3 and 4. How about that? Who lied? You or I? You. Okay, anything happens to you? And they're going to say, no, because we are from the intelligence services. And if you know, Emil, which we know, the intelligence services, a little department over there is of disinformation, counter-information, disinformation department that does exactly this. They tell you, hey, Putin has cancer. Put it over there in the news. Hey, news, I'm anonymous. Zip it. Putin has cancer. Okay, what else? Tell them they don't have any more missiles. Okay, hey, I'm anonymous. That's how they do. Don't put my name over there. I'm anonymous. Those guys are out of missiles. Why? Because, or hey, we're winning. Tell them we're winning, man. We're almost by Moscow right now. No, but you can't jump. The jump is too big. But you get what I'm trying to say. On the 24th of December, which is what, 6 days ago or so, 7 days ago, whatever days ago. What is it? 24? Yeah, 7 days ago, whatever. It was the Ben Wallace, the military intelligence UK, I'm gonna mismatch here, secretary. So this guy is in charge of the military intelligence of the Great Britain. I mean, that's one of the top 3 in the world. I mean, take United States, take Mossad, Great Britain, MI6 and all that, right? So what the hell? He came on the 24th. I made a video because I'm going to repeat that over and over and over. I'm going to do this and expose these motherfuckers. He came and said, Russia has no more capabilities of conducting another massive missile attack. And since then, they did 2 times. On the 29th and what was that? On the 26th, I think. So Wallace used his little department of disinformation to give us that bullshit. Now the Ukrainians are back at it, telling us, hey, wait a second, it's not several anymore. We go back to between 3 and 4. Well, do you believe anything? I don't, but I'm just exposing the mofos. That's what it is. Let's see. This article comes from New Voice of Ukraine, blah, 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 blah. January 1st, 2023. Russia has potential for another 2 to 3 mass missile attacks. Ukrainian intel says. That contradicts you, contradicts Wallace, contradicts everybody else. Because we, you and I, have a memory span or attention span longer than 3 seconds, okay? And when we read something, that gets stored in this freaking attic, and we know, and then we see a pattern, and it's, oh, wait a second, on the 24th, Ballas, Ben Wallace, Ballas said that, hey, there's no more. And then in April, the Ukrainians said there's no more, almost, and it was the British intelligence in the first ones in April, I think April or May, I think April. And then May was these guys whistle, these guys, the Ukrainians. Lying, liar, pants on fire, right? Russia is facing a shortage of missiles. I heard that many times. It's not that, maybe this one is the real one, but it's like the boy who cried wolf. Nobody believes you now, boy. Russia is facing a shortage of missiles. A representative of the Defense Intelligence of Ukraine, Vadim Skibitsky, I haven't heard from Skibitsky for a long time, said on Ukrainian national television on January 1. Now Skibitsky, whenever I read Skibitsky, I'm thinking of exhibitionism. You know, those people that like to, that's what for me Skibitsky reminds me of. According to Ukrainian intelligence, the Russian military has enough cruise missiles for another 2 or 3 massive attacks on Ukraine. Good, that's good news. The war will be done. Now, Skibitsky says Russia initially faced a shortage of Iskander missiles. But how the fuck they did it? Besides, stocks of Caliber cruise missiles are running out. Ooh, and everybody's like, oh yeah, I like it so much. Oh, tell me more. That's how it is. That's how it is. It's just a masturbation for the idiots, like the same with Trump. His 4 years in office, it was a continuous masturbation for these dumbasses who are like, oh, he's gonna get arrested. Yeah, we got him now. Yeah, well, everybody was happy, and the next day nothing happened. And guess what? The guys from the media, I got another dose of opiates. Okay, thank you very much. Trump is gonna be again, and again nothing happened. The next day, they started having withdrawals, and then the guys were coming again and say, hey, I got another dose. Oh, thank you. Yeah, you know, it's an unverified informant or anonymous source said that he did this. Oh yeah, another opiate. And then that wanes away. You find out nothing happened again. That was on and on and on for years, and I had to deal with these idiots almost daily. They're gonna get him now. I don't care, man. If he's guilty of something, by all means. I don't care if it's Trump, is my dad, is whomever. Justice should prevail. But based on the information I have, and looking around, that's so naive for you to think that he's gonna get. These guys are just using you like, you know, useful idiots. But whatever. Every day I had people coming at me, hey, Emil, huh? What now? And I was like, what now? What? Give me the fucking evidence. What do you mean? I was like, how can you think this, like this shallow? So they would believe Mr. Skibitsky again, you know, telling you the same shit. They don't have Caliber missiles. I heard that in March or April already. Caliber missiles. And I'm quoting Mr. Skibitsky. And our calculations are very simple. Definitely they are. The maximum that Russia is capable of is 2 or 3 powerful strikes like the ones we have seen recently. He added that Russia continues to produce missiles, although its pace has slightly decreased. That's generalities. Because you should tell us, Russia used to produce 35, let's say, missiles a week. And now it decreased to 7 missiles a week, which is a decrease. Now, last time they used, you make a little bit of statistics, calculations. You say, last time when they used 140 missiles, before they used 109, before they used 96, and so on. Now, if you make an average, and you make, they used to do it almost monthly, so probably they will do this, they use this based on the production, and you give numbers. You can't give, I think they're running out. You have to know from where and where right now, what's the production. What the hell? It's like you have, I know, I'm going to use an American example. You have a case of beer, right? Beer. What's the answer? Beer. All right, so you got, let's say, 24. You have 24. And you drink, and then someone is saying, damn, I think I'm running low. How do you know you're running low? You look at the freaking case and say from 24, you're to 3. So I'm going to go and buy some. You go and buy another 24. So now we have 24 plus 3, right? 27. And say, oh, I'm good, man. But then you drink like a pig and say, man, like this, I'm going to, go bankrupt. But you have to know the numbers. If you don't know the 24, the 3, the how many you drank, how many you have left, you can't calculate you're running low. So this guy doesn't give us any freaking numbers. Like say the production, because for him to give us the information, he needs to know. He needs to calculate that they're running low. So they have to know their numbers. But hey, you ask too much for our fellow voting members of society. Okay, and this article was not written for you or I. This article was written for them. Yes, them, not them, them. Because you can't be so naive to be something like that, to take a look at this and say, yeah, man, the Russians are running low of missiles. I think this is the first time I heard this one. You gotta be, you know what I mean? Yeah. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just. Unbelievable.